In business news, the Minister for Finance, Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu, says the federal government's revenue for first quarter of 2024 surged to 9.1 trillion naira. He said this and more, and also the chairman Health Holding, Mr. Tony Elumelu, spoke at the 17th Annual Banking and Finance Conference put together by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria in Abuja.
The Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, is marking its 17th annual conference, drawing over 500 professionals from across the banking sector. The focus this year, evaluating Nigeria's economic performance and charting a path forward.
We acknowledge that there is also a quite significant role the bank should play. We should not just leave the government to this assignment alone. It's a collective responsibility.
With concerns such as the rising cost of fuel, President Bola Tinubu emphasized that these changes are vital for developing Nigeria's critical infrastructure. Increased collaboration with key stakeholders has been seen as a pivotal step toward achieving positive economic outcomes.
These realities call for a concerted effort to recalibrate our economic strategies and make informed decisions that will propel Nigeria forward.
Development is impossible without reliable access to electricity. The food insecurity we have today did not just happen. It is a combination of the failure in our security system.
We are committed to working with the Institute in sanitizing the financial services sector through robust enforcement of the anti-money laws and insulating it from attacks. Our decisions and actions have significant consequences on the lives of millions and millions.
Meanwhile, delegates from other African nations expressed their commitment to strengthening trade and economic ties with Nigeria.
Liberia is a destination, and we are asking you to please come and invest in Liberia.
We must address long-standing structural issues such as infrastructure deficits, youth unemployment, and access to financial services.
The event also witnessed the presentation of plaques, a gesture reinforcing the shared goal of advancing Nigeria's economy. By 2025, CIBN will now review the insights, discussions, and inputs gotten from this conference. With a theme focused on improving Nigeria's economy, the expectation is that these efforts will yield positive results for the benefits of all Nigerians. Uloma Oyemachi, TVC News, Abuja.
Meanwhile, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries says Nigeria's average daily crude oil production increased by 1.35 million barrels. That increased to 1.35 million barrels per day in August. OPEC, in its monthly oil market report release, said the average daily crude rose marginally by 45,000 barrels per day. It said the information obtained through direct communications with the Nigerian government shows that output for July was 1.3 million barrels per day. This is coming on the heels of dwindling crude oil production in recent times. According to data, in May, Nigeria's daily crude oil production dipped to 1.25 million barrels per day. Nigeria has maintained its position as Africa's largest oil producer by a wider margin, as Libya, its closest competitor, faced production challenges due to shutdown of major oil fields during the month. And in a major crackdown on illegal fuel smuggling, the Customs Command Wheel-Winged Task Force has announced the seizure of 20,100 liters of petrol valued at 18 million naira in the Zone A axis. The announcement was made during a press briefing by the coordinator of the task force, Controller Hussein Ejibono. TVC News senior business correspondent Ifunaya Eze reports.
In a significant operation, the Customs Operation Wheel-Winged Task Force resumed a 7-day operation following a brief suspension caused by national security concerns. Controller Hussein Ejibono explained that the team seized a total of 804 kegs of premium motor spirit, also known as PMS, from various locations in Ogun State. Among the notable seizures were 50 kegs at Ere River, 265 kegs from a house in Imeko, and 425 kegs from a filling station in Idiroko.
Stakeholders in the petroleum sector gathered to brainstorm in the office of the National Security Advisor
over burning issues surrounding PMS diversion, illegal exportation of PMS to neighboring countries, and the way forward. The Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, PSC Daga, was also in attendance. The takeaway from the meeting was a renewed vigor to avert diversion, illegal exportation of the product, and ensuring that economic saboteurs are brought to book. It is therefore worthy of note that just a week after the regrouping of the officers of Operation Whirlwind Team Zone A axis, a total of 804 kegs of 25 liters each of PMS was intercepted.
Controller Ejebono stressed that economic sabotage, such as fuel smuggling, hampers Nigeria's growth and prosperity. He urged all stakeholders to unite in the fight to protect the nation's resources and economy.
We are able to cut the supply chain of this, then it will have reduced their activities at least by 50%. Because when they don't see fuel to use, they will not be able to come in.
The seized PMS, valued at 18 million naira, is seen as a critical win in curbing illegal fuel smuggling across borders in the southwest region. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.